Hi, my name is Melissa Whiteman. I've been attending Northwest Hills for 4.5 years with my husband Luke and our children. My parents adopted me at birth from a birth mother who made it clear that I was a mistake and she did not want me. And although I was raised in a Christian home, I had a wonderful upbringing, I accepted Christ at a young age, I struggled until early adulthood with the pain of my birth mother's rejection of me and her abandonment of me. And I struggled my entire life up until young adulthood with this pain. And I searched for value and wholeness in places where it was not to be found. When I was a young adult, I was drawn by the Lord to do a missions outreach program called Youth with a Mission, also known as YWAM, and it consisted of several weeks of biblical instruction and then several weeks on outreach to a foreign country. And during the time of biblical instruction, I experienced teaching on the Bible that completely changed my life. I was introduced to God in a way that I had never met him before, as the perfect father, the perfect parent, the one who does not reject, abandon, or forsake me, the one who has always loved me, the only one who could love me perfectly, and as the one who my identity, worth, and value come from. I experienced true emotional restoration of my adoption pain during that time of biblical instruction. And then it was time to go on outreach, and my team leaders sat me down and told me I had 20 minutes to pray and discern whether I would go to Egypt or to Egypt and South Sudan. And as I prayed, I knew that Jesus was calling me to go to Sudan. And I didn't know why at the time, but it felt like a very significant and weighty decision. And I prayed and I said, Jesus, you have restored me. I owe everything to you. Jesus, I will follow you to the ends of the earth. If you want me to go to Sudan, then I say, yes, Lord, I'm here, send me. And so I went to Sudan, and 8 days after we landed, I was hospitalized with a severe case of malaria. And at the same time, I was co-infected with Lyme disease and multiple other bug-borne illnesses, and I was chronically ill for the next 7 years. And those were a really hard 7 years. During those years of being sick, I got married and I had my first 2 children, and I had a lot of health issues that I dealt with. I was very weak and lost a lot of my memory and was in pain all the time. All the jobs that I had to quit because I was just too ill. And it was a tough season. I was so distracted by what was going on with me and having kids and becoming a mom that I unfortunately wasn't very active for a few years in my relationship with God. I never prayed and asked him to heal me, and I stopped reading the Bible as much. And it wasn't until a few years into being sick, my mom did a Bible study about Jesus, that I started reading the Bible to keep up with her study, and God drew me back to himself just from me reading the Bible. And I felt like I was getting to know him all over again, and he did a complete work of spiritual restoration in my life that I'm so grateful for. And I've memorized over half the Psalms, and he just blesses me so much by being immersed in his word. 7 years after getting sick, we heard of an alternative treatment for Lyme disease and bug-borne illnesses that was created by a Christian doctor. And I knew that there was a chance that the treatment would not work for me, but the treatment did work, and I was completely healed of, at the time I had 15 chronic infections. And I believe that it was God who worked through the treatment and allowed me to be completely healed. As I look at my life, I can see how God has restored me in countless ways, both large and small. And I have truly learned that God is a God of restoration. He restores, he sustains, and he revives me and all of us as he walks us through this journey of life. I'm grateful that God, in his kindness, healed me and restored me from my adoption pain and from my health pain. The Bible teaches us that we are to continually remember these times of restoration, these times of revival, the things he has done for us, the things he has saved us from, and the Bible calls them his great and wonderful works. And I emulate with the words of the psalmist in Psalm 71, who says, "O God, you who have shown me great and severe troubles, you shall revive me again."